We're all familiar with heartwarming stories of humans stepping in to help save animals, whether that's helping a dog stuck in highway traffic or even reaching into a shark's mouth to remove hooks. We can see when an animal is hurt or struggling, and we have an intrinsic desire to help them. Non-human animals can exhibit such behavior as well. Sometimes these animals help each other, such as this sweet piglet helping his feline friend during a tough time. And sometimes these animals help us. Today we will check out 12 hero animals that save human lives. Number 12. Horse saves farmer from vicious cow attack. It's strange but true. Cows kill 4 times as many people as sharks do every year. That's why it's not a huge surprise that Scottish farmer Fiona Boyd was suddenly attacked by a mother cow who thought she was hurting her calf, when really she was just trying to help it. The mad cow butted, shouldered, and stomped on Boyd and surely would have continued the beating until she was dead. Luckily, Boyd's horse Carrie stepped in and kicked the attacking cow, allowing Boyd enough time to roll to safety. I am in no doubt Carrie saved me. If she hadn't been grazing in the same pasture, I really believe I would have been killed. Carrie was fantastic. She saved my life, Boyd told reporters. Number 11. Pig saves owner from a heart attack. It's almost expected that your dog might try to save you if you suffer a major medical event. But what about a pig? Lulu was a birthday gift for a woman who didn't even want her, so the lady's mom took pity on the pig and adopted her instead. And she was glad she did. When owner Joanne suffered a heart attack at home, the pig ran to find help, even though she had never been outside the fenced yard before. After somehow opening the gate latch, Lulu sprinted into traffic and laid down in the middle of the road to try and signal people to stop. When everyone ignored her, Lulu kept going back to the house to check on Joanne, while the family dog just stood around barking uselessly. Eventually, a man stopped and followed the brave pig home to see what the matter was. The rescuer found Joe and having a heart attack and called for help immediately. Lulu's prize for saving Joanne's life: a jelly donut, and probably a free pass from becoming bacon, of course. Number 10. A pod of dolphins rescue a wounded surfer attacked by a shark. The most common animal rescue stories we hear are done by dolphins. Back in 2007, Todd Endress, a surfer from California, was violently attacked by a great white shark. This vicious sea animal went at him thrice and injured him so badly that his right leg was carved down to the bone. Thankfully, Endress was rescued by dolphins that defended him from the shark, which caused it to eventually leave the surfer alone. The dolphins formed a circle around Endress to protect him and guided him to the shore. Number 9. A giant sea turtle rescued a woman on its back safely to shore. The Philippine Navy once published a story about Candelaria Villanueva, a 62-year-old that survived a shipwreck after a sea turtle saved her life. The Navy crew members that retrieved her from the sea turtle confirmed her story, reporting that she was, in fact, hanging onto the back of the giant animal. Villanueva retold her experience by sharing that she was struggling to hold onto something when the turtle came along, and she was able to grab onto her shell. The animal swam with on its back for 2 whole days without stopping to dive down the depths of the ocean for food. When she was taken in by the sailors on the ship, the turtle even made sure to observe that she was in safe hands by circling the ship thrice before diving down back into the ocean. Number 8. Lions rescued a 12-year-old girl that was kidnapped. A 12-year-old Ethiopian girl was kidnapped by 7 men who were trying to force her against her will to marry one of them back in 2005. For over a week, they tortured her by beating and assaulting her until their rescuers realized what was going on. 3 powerful lions came to this little girl's rescue and chased the abductors away. They'd also stood guard around her until the authorities were able to get to the crime scene. Amazingly, lions are aware about violent assault because this is a way for them to survive the wilderness when they isolate the victim from predators. The girl was finally taken in by authorities and safely sent home without being harmed by the 3 wild beasts. Number 7. Gorilla rescues toddler from other gorillas. Back in 1996, a 3-year-old boy fell 18 feet down into a gorilla enclosure located at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago. He hit his head severely upon the crash and was almost mauled by the gorillas inside the enclosure claiming their territory. Miraculously, the little boy was protected by a female lowland gorilla named Binti Juo. She defended him from her housemates and carried the child into safety. Number 6. Beavers protected a boy by warming him up and saving him from freezing to death. Real Gindin went fishing with his parents in Ontario, Canada, and decided to stay behind in the shores, while his parents took the boat into the ocean. This little boy had to watch and experience in horror when his parents' boat capsized right in front of his very eyes, eventually leading to their untimely death. He was crying for hours, yet nobody came to his rescue, so he decided to walk to the nearest town and ask for help. Gindin never made it to the town before sunset, and since he was exhausted, hungry, and scared, he decided to stop and sleep. The little boy woke up feeling warm fur on his skin, and whilst completely worn out, thought it was a dog cozying up to him, so he once again drifted off to sleep. When he awoke the next morning, he realized that he was kept warm and protected throughout the night by 3 wild beavers. They kept him warm out in the wild without thick clothes in Ontario, where the temperature usually drops down below zero. Number 5. Man jumps off the Golden Gate Bridge and is rescued by a sea lion. 19-year-old Kevin Hines had plans of jumping off San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge back in 2006 without thinking about how his impact on the water would break and dislocate his bones. He eventually jumped 1,280 meters down, and while he did dislocate his spine upon impact, he was unable to get himself back to shore. Amazingly, Hines was rescued by a sea lion who held above water until he was eventually rescued by the authorities. Number 4. Bear saves man from getting mauled by a mountain lion. Back in 2012, 62-year-old California native Robert Biggs was caught in a mountain lion attack while he was watching a mother bear and her cubs. Biggs intended to fight the beast back with a rock hammer, but was thankfully rescued by the mother bear who bit the lion and flung it around by the neck. The 2 wild animals scuffled for a while until the mountain lion ran away. Biggs was miraculously safe despite a few abrasions, while his rescuer Campy went back to her cubs. Number 3. A seal saves a group of men from being attacked by a shark. In 2011, a British tourist was attacked by a shark in South Africa. Terribly wounded on both legs, he lost a lot of blood and was at a point of dying when 2 brave men dove in to try and rescue him. But the shark was ready to attack all of them. Luckily, a seal appeared out of nowhere to save the 3 men by circling around them, which confused the shark and caused him to leave the scene. The seal stayed with the men until they were all able to make it back to the shore. Number 2. A pod of dolphins and 2 whales rescued a fisherman that was shipwrecked. In 2008, Ronnie Dabble, a Filipino fisherman, was working in Puerto Príncipe, Palawan when his boat suddenly got wrecked, launching him to the water. He struggled, trying to survive the turbulent waters on top of a styrofoam raft for the next 24 hours. When his energy eventually gave out, was beginning to go underwater, 30 dolphins and 2 whales came to his rescue. They helped each other push his raft to safety until they reached the shore of the island. Number 1. Girl was rescued by an elephant from the tsunami. In the 2008 tsunami in Thailand, 8-year-old Amber Mason got separated from her family. If not for a kind-hearted elephant named Ning Nong, Mason would have been washed away by the first wave. When the tsunami struck, Amber was riding on Ning Nong's back. It intuitively stopped and turned its back to the wave just as it was about to crash on them, protecting the little girl from the intense force of water. Do share with in the comments, what are your thoughts about Thesis Heroes animals? Thanks for watching.